Another frequently asked question we get is why our program takes so long. For fiction and nonfiction, the coursework is 9 months, and for memoir, the coursework is 12 months. The program is robust, comprehensive, and demanding, and I designed it this way on purpose. I did not want to run a business that sent a bunch of people out into the marketplace who were kind of sort of good at book coaching or bad at book coaching. That makes my stomach turn. My whole goal was to set a bar for excellence in this industry. I wanted to have a reputation for training the book coaches in the business, and I believe that we have achieved that. But because of those decisions, our program takes a long time. In addition to the coursework, there are 3 practicums in which you're working with clients one-on-one. And guess what? Writers are human. They're going to get sick. They're going to go on vacation. Their kids are going to break their toes. They're going to get in car accidents. And they're probably not going to be able to do the work that you're asking them to do in the exact time frame that you need. But this is actually really good news because that's the way that book coaching works in the real world too. So you're actually doing the work of book coaching while you're going through our program and learning how to manage it and deal with it and do it well. I also designed this course to come with a lot of support. I didn't want people to just consume the lessons and go out and do the work without any guidance. After all, it's a program about coaching, so I wanted to make sure that you were coached as well. We have a whole team of people who conducts live calls every month where you can come on with other students and ask your questions and hear their challenges and engage with other people doing this work. We have a platform called Mighty Networks where you can write in and get responses from our team, from me, and from fellow students. That's available all the time. We have found that the more people engage with the community, the better results they have when they go to apply for certification. But of course, engaging takes time too. I'm going to now share some slides that break down exactly how the time tends to go for people so you can get an idea of how this program will work in your life. This is an approximate timeline for going through the 9-month certification program in fiction or in nonfiction. We tend to see people spending a lot of time on the coursework and the reading and a lot of time on Practicum 2. Practicum 2 is the big one. It's where you're either evaluating a full manuscript on the fiction side or you're evaluating a full book proposal on the nonfiction side. The way the course is designed, there are lessons that lead into each practicum. So some people like to do those lessons and then tackle the practicum, and other people like to do all the coursework first and then do the 3 practicums in a row. Both ways are effective and both can work. It just depends on what is going to work for you and your life. I often say that our program takes 12 months because it's 9 months to be certified and then 3 months in our community to get the basics of your business set. So that's why I sometimes refer to it as a 12-month program. The memoir course itself is 12 months. It's longer than the others because you have to do both a book proposal in Practicum 2 and a manuscript evaluation in Practicum 3. It's not as long and in-depth a manuscript evaluation as you do in the fiction course. It's what we call a fast read, but still you need to do that work and secure the client to do that work with. So that's why the memoir course is longer. But the same general rule applies here, that the coursework is going to take a lot of time and Practicum 2 and 3 are going to take a lot of time. So what does this look like in terms of actual hours? On average, people spend about 20 to 30 hours per month doing this work, which is 4 to 5 hours per week. Most people are not doing this full time. They're fitting it into a busy life where perhaps they have another job or perhaps they're caregiving for children or they have other responsibilities. So it's not like people are just sitting down and only doing this work. They're chipping away at it and fitting it in. So the way this might look is as follows. Maybe you work every Saturday morning for 4 to 5 hours. Maybe you work every weekday morning for an hour. Maybe you work 3 evenings a week for a few hours. Throughout the course, we offer support that can help you stay on track. We absolutely do not want people to just buy this course and not finish it. That is not what it is designed for, and that is not my idea of success. I want people to learn these skills and tools and to go out there and be book coaches. I want you out there helping writers, not buying a course and having it just sit there. So the support that we offer that can help you finish is to attend our live calls. And if you can't attend them live because of your time zone or some other constraint, listen to the recordings. You can send in questions in advance and we will answer them on the call. You can also ask for help in Mighty Networks whenever you need it about anything that you need. If you feel stuck or confused or you're full of doubt about starting work with a practicum client, this is where you ask for help. Help can just be simply, help, I'm scared, or I'm nervous, or I'm dragging my feet. People will swoop in and help you because they've all been through it, and we know what this work is like, and we know how awesome it is when you finish. The other thing I would mention is to be aware of perfectionist tendencies. For whatever reason, the people drawn to book coaching tend to get really caught up in perfectionism. I think we're people who like to learn. We like to be in school. We like to get an A. We like to do good work and get a pat on the back. And our tendency is to seek perfection before we move on. People sometimes say that perfection is the enemy of done. And in this case, that is absolutely true. There is no perfect way to help a writing client. You could evaluate a manuscript for 3 weeks straight and still not find everything in it that needs addressing. There is a point at which you need to tell yourself that it's good enough. And throughout the course, we talk a lot about how to do this. I'm always teaching people to look for patterns and to look for the common problems in things. This is one way to be a more efficient editor. And if you can be a more efficient editor, you can actually help your clients more. One time we had a student come in and say that she was spending 20 or 30 hours on just one exercise with her writer. And the Author Accelerator team was like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's look at that. Let's talk about that. Let's figure out where you're spending this time and why you're spending this time, because that is not sustainable, either in the course or in a book coaching business. So the support that we're offering around helping you through the coursework is actually training for running a good book coaching business. And it all starts with self-awareness and being willing to ask for help when you need it. I'd like to share a bit of an article written by James Clear, which you can find at this URL. It's jamesclear.com/big project syndrome. He wrote this article while he was struggling to finish his first book, which, newsflash, was Atomic Habits, the mega best-selling book on the power of small improvements in a world obsessed with overnight success. And what he's talking about in this article are the things that hold us back from finishing big projects. He writes that for him, it seems to be two things. Quote, wanting my work to be perfect, which causes me to spend more time planning, outlining, and researching rather than actually writing, and focusing on how big the project is and how much needs to be done rather than working on one small piece each day. End quote. He says there's a bit of irony in all this. Quote, I write about habits every week and tell people all of the time an imperfect start can always be improved, but obsessing over a perfect plan will never take you anywhere on its own. End quote. He concludes by saying this, in many ways, big projects are an exercise in getting started over and over. Each day you wake up and have to find a way to work on something big, but in a small way and without letting the overall scope of the project overwhelm you. This could be a mantra for finishing Author Accelerator's Book Coach certification course. I like to say that becoming a book coach is quite like writing a book. It's a long-term project and you chip away at it. And if you can develop good habits, you're going to get it done.